Hi everyone, it's Enchantress. So I have another pick a card reading for you, and this time we're going to look at your future home. Somebody suggested this, especially since I did what will your engagement ring be like, and a lot of people like that. Now, your future is always moving and shifting, and a lot of you are very comfortable in the home that you already have. But this is kind of coincides with the person that your future spouse. Also, like, are you going to live together? Are you going to have a place together? What will it look like? Whether you have a traditional marriage or just a common law marriage, you will be living somewhere with this person possibly. Most people who have spouses don't live separately. Some do, though. My Auntie Zara, she was like that anyway. But most and especially in that last reading about your future spouse, it seemed like the couple seemed very tight knit, and because of that, you would want a place that you can call home. So, what is this place that you call home? To give you give you a marker or get you in the mood, we have 3 fairy houses here that you can choose from. They don't necessarily match up or resonate with what type of house is in the cards for you, but you can pick by fairy house, or you can pick by a timestamp, or you can pick by the heat, which also helps, whichever emanates warmest heat. Let's see. Which one's the hottest for me? 2's pretty hot. One, but it could be the candle. Anyway, so I usually start with 1 here, 1, 2, and 3. So fairy house 1, fairy house 2, and fairy house 3. Okay, so push out your breath. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, release your breath. Open your eyes, and now let them go to the house meant for you, the pile, the number, whatever you're drawn to. And let's begin. All right, and here is house 1 and pile 1. So let's see what kind of house you may have in the future. If this doesn't resonate, then maybe it's not meant for you, or maybe a different pile is meant for you. And I would say this is one that maybe more than one isn't right, But a lot of you do have multiple residences, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, from the wild wisdom of the fairy, we have a secret path, irresistible pull down a distinct path, ley lines, mystical traditions. I'm going to try to get that to zoom in for you guys. There we go. All right, so right away I'm seeing something very natural. Of course, we're using fairy cards, so all the fairy cards will be a little bit natural, but part of this place where your future home looks like it will have a beautiful pathway, or it'll have a lot of trees in the distance, a lot of natural paves and paths, basically. And maybe also your future home will be the place where you feel very relaxed and pure, spiritual, and able to keep pursuing your spiritual path. Let's see what else. We also have the Greenman's Door, portals to fairy, the Wheel of the Year, galactic and Gaian entry points. So, you could have a very elaborate door knocker. It could be a very, very natural place, very green. And maybe a lot of people, when they come over, comment how it feels like a little fairy wonderland, like like if you have, maybe you have a fairy garden, or just something very charming about it. And also see how these sort of tie in, because maybe your line of work, your path, your purpose has to do with the wheel of the year, galactic and Gaian things, and your where you live will kind of be like fuel to your purpose, and give you great ideas and visions and energy. Let's see what else. So we have from the lilac Lenormand, lilac, and it's cherry and lilac twilight Lenormand. So this is the lilac version, and this house, you can see it's very cozy. It looks very country home, but not country, more like almost like a cottage, and a European kind of cottage. But it could be anywhere in the world, because you can have this sort of cottage type of flavor anywhere. You also have the little gingerbread house. Think of Hansel and Gretel, and it could have sort of a German or European feeling, just like I was thinking. This has sort of maybe a English or Scottish, this one has kind of a German. So that could be part of it. You could be, or Irish. You could be in the European part of the world when you settle down with your person in your future house. Let's see, we got the pathway. So definitely beautiful paths, and maybe if you don't have it within your own home, you'll have a park nearby. It'll be just a very natural and beautiful place. Maybe you'll have a butterfly garden, or there'll be butterflies will be something that you spot a lot in your yard. Yeah, so, and I think that if you end up having maybe children or something, you have a sort of sense of wonderment for your kids too, especially little girls who like secret gardens and doll houses and things like that. It'll be kind of that sense of wonderment that you can provide. Let's see what else we have. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So definitely will be abundant, completely abundant. And here we go again with another path. So your whole story here is about a path, it's about your life path might be very well connected to your home and everything that comes from it. Your abundance, your success, your financial success might have a lot to do with your home. And yeah, so and foundations, a solid foundation. Let's see what else we have. So I feel like with the Nine of Wands, it's just seeing, maybe you'll be able to see things grow, like your purpose grow, your vision grow. You might have kids and be able to watch them grow. You may plant things and watch them grow, but you'll see a lot of growth. It feels very green, and it feels like there will be a lot of growth within the, whatever you plant, whether it's, literally planting something or just, manifesting things. There will be constantly things growing. So anything from a garden, vegetable or flower or otherwise, to trees, to whatever you can think of, that you want to create. You can create beautiful little circular areas. There'll be an ice cream man outside singing La Cucaracha. But yeah, a lot of growth and potential. Also potential for more, Or, the path could also represent the land. Maybe you'll get the land first before you buy the house, or build the house. You'll build on the house or something like that. Then we have the Eight of Cups. So a lot of land, there'll be and it's a lot of tall trees, maybe pine trees. The cups maybe by a river or a lake. There could be water nearby, so that's a potential. The Eight of Cups kind of in this picture sort of gives me this explorer attitude, like leaving stuff behind and trekking out, kind of like an outlander, you know, like heading out into the forest and staking out their land. So the land actually might come first before the house. And then but then you have your house too. Your house is, here's another kind of European kind of cottage, cozy. It'll be a place where, and this is like a same-sex, so it could be two women. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. This could just represent friends coming over, feeling cozy. Your practice, you know, maybe you're a pagan or whatever your religion or your path or whatever. This could be like a welcoming place to other people like you. And look, you have the water here, like a little pond or a river or a lake or something close by. So that looks really nice to me, you guys. Let's see if the charms have anything else to say about it. Let's see. I had no idea what was going to come out. I mean, I kind of knew what the cards were, but I was kind of channeling the messages from the cards. Okay, let's see. So you got your beast. He is in transition. I think with his hand out, he's kind of like, come follow me down this path. I think it also could represent that, you know, he's worked very hard to make this kind of dream come true. You get the little Wilbur, so maybe, you know, it'd be like a farm and very natural and have animals on it. You have the number 5. Yeah, you have eggs, and this way, and you know, eggs could be, you know, having breakfast. It could be, you know, you might have chickens or something on your property where you have eggs. Most of the time I look at this as kind of like a twin flame situation, but since we're talking about a house, it could mean that you have like a chicken coop in the backyard. You have a wheel. So captain's wheel, it's kind of like, oh, you know what I think of too? My brother's designing earth ships, which is kind of it's a very natural kind of type of living. It uses the resources from, kind of recycles resources and materials to create this. So that's possible too, like with this captain's wheel. I think of that. I think of actually getting him a captain's wheel as kind of like a gift for his earthship that he's created. So yeah, I'm just gonna spread these cards out so you can see them. And so also we have C. So C could be for cottage, you know, cottage in the woods. We've got Bruce Springsteen, could be your divine masculine. You know, I don't know what a rock star would be doing with the cottage, but you just never know. Maybe it's in Italy, you know, maybe. You got dragonflies buzzing about, whispering, telling, they're your ancestors talking to you. St. Thomas. You also have number 22. 22, very important here. Sorry if I'm not letting you see this. Okay, so there you go, guys. Those are your charms. And normally I usually talk about the captain's wheel of being sort of, you know, karma and full circle and cycles and things. So there could be some kind of phase or cycle or something that you go through before you have to get to this house. But I feel like, I think this is more or less what your house would be kind of like that sort of European with a nice pathway. The pathway is real important here too. And important to your path, your personal path. All right, well, I hope you like that. I'm going to move on to the next. And here's housey number 2. It's like an acorn house. So cute, huh? I got fairies to go with each of these houses, but we'll pull out the fairies another time. So let's see. I'll go ahead and put this side. What kind of house will you have? Let's see what your wild wisdom of the fairies says. You've got story keeper. Tell your story, legacy, write your wisdom. So I see a very fancy throne. So it does kind of have a little bit of the natural feeling of number 1, but a little bit more regal, like a sort of a royal type of, sentiment. You got your candles here and writing stories. So somebody who's watching this could be an author, could be interested in blogging and writing things down. And that may be part of your path to getting your home, has to be with how you manifest it, is by writing what you desire. You also have fairy wishing well. So possibly in your home you'll have very ornate, I see marble and stone and ornate decor and rococo and a lot of embellishments and swirls and fountains. The fairy wishing well is saying manifestation and expectation. So you manifested this in offerings, and it's almost like you've made a wish and made an offering with your money, and then it's came back, tenfold. Or maybe in simple terms, in a simple 3D terms, you made some good investments. Maybe you made some good real estate type investments. So let's see what your little mystical kipper has to say. So this house has it's very, it's 2-story. This one's kind of like colonial, and it has a gate and the pets and everything, and a very well kept lawn, and so yeah, I feel like it's still continuing this ornate, elegant, rich, a little bit not as rustic but more rich. Let's see what else. And then we got this, it's like the same house. It also looks a little bit English too. And this one is definitely like from the Victorian times. We have kind of colonial and Victorian. I think that's colonial, but that could be Victorian as well. And also with that same gate, and maybe more city, more of a city person than a country person, or suburbs, but not tons of land, but maybe it just depends. I think some of you may have kind of have a really nice yard, but not huge, like acres and acres, and some of you might have, that beautiful house on a lot of acres. Some of you might be more city or suburb types, but a very, very elegant home. Then we have this house from the Astounding Pixie. So this one also too is a little bit more ornate. It has the shrubbery, and it's like 2 stories. So I feel it's almost the same path in every single, same entryway, if you see in each of these cards. I feel like your curb appeal is going to be real important. You have a beautiful curb appeal. Your front entryway is specifically nice. And you have that winding front walkway with maybe like even a colored door or something, something that stands out. Very nice, and probably gated, or made, a fence, a nice wrought iron fence or some kind of fencing. Let's see what else. Oh, there we go again. This is definitely curb appeal, I'll tell you what. It's and it's interesting too. We've got the pentacles, and then we have like coins. So definitely a good investment. Somebody's very rich here. You also have these statues, more ornate statues. You have the pathway that leads to the house, a very grand, rich 2-story mansion type thing. Let's see what else. All right, in this case, and see, we have pentacles again. 4 of Pentacles, sometimes can mean greediness, but also can mean saving. So very good with money. You knew how to invest and you knew how to save in order to get the most of your money. Maybe it's also saying there's a hidden treasure somewhere on your land. There's a lot of this one has a lot of property, whereas this one was more of a city type. So, but I feel like both ways it's a big grand entrance, big grand, and even this one has quite the curb appeal too. This is a little more old-fashioned, like if you were in a different lifetime. So maybe this was the house you had in a past lifetime, and you might end up getting something similar in this lifetime. Let's see. All right, so here we have the Star, and you could be famous, or maybe you'll marry somebody famous. It also represents water, so maybe a water feature, a well, or some kind of an interesting feature. I think this, and then you have like a little bluebird. That's just kind of like random, right? I just feel like you'll feel very like I feel clean, like this clean feeling, like it's not rustic and it's not dirty. Like that, the first pile will feel, it's not so much about clean, it's about the land. It's like earthy and green. But this will be more, it will be so like minimal and elegant and ornate and decorated. It will have a very classy, clean lines. You're just gonna feel really beautiful and high in your spirit in this place. And you might even have a wine cellar. I'm just calling this the wine cellar card. It's so cute, and it makes me think of my new stepdad. He looks just like that guy. Anyway, yeah, and he has a wine cellar now in my at the ranch where my mom lives. So the 9 of Cups is just, abundance and happiness, and I feel like this one, even though it's a very rich house, and I do sense sort of a little bit of a lonely feeling, but then we have this guy here. So I just feel like this person, the story keeper, she's going to be very busy with her books or whatever she's doing. She may be a famous author or something like that, and the home is really beautiful, but maybe she doesn't really live that deeply in it because maybe she just has to travel too much. I don't see any travel cards per se. I just see definitely kind of a sense of a star and a very elegant, fancy home. All right, let's see what the charms have to say. I got some buttons this time. I felt them. Ooh, all right, so you are going to be married, or maybe right after your engagement, you'll be moving into this very fancy house. How lucky for you. You're going to be marrying rich. Maybe you'll marry a famous person. All right, and Ariel. Ooh, I said Ariel. Ariella Strauss, this is your house, by the way. Anyway, Ariel is, she is, I think she's very content. Like, she makes me think of the Star and also the wishing well girl, like just enjoying the water by the house, or enjoying just the clean way to express herself too with her writing. She's feeling really good. What is that noise? That's country, I think. Oh no, it's Spanish. And the ice cream man. All right. Then we have Motorhead. So, I would, I would normally say maybe mechanic. Like, if a mechanic gets a very nice house like that, that would be very interesting. But, you guys help me figure out how Motorhead can be related to this kind of house. Maybe, definitely, maybe I just got a tingle. A big garage full of cars. Yes, I know people who do that. And then a collection of cars even. And we have the Saturn with the love Saturn. Anyway, love Saturn just means a love that you had to fight very hard for. It was maybe, it's like something that you have to work for, and you worked for it and it turned out, and in the end you are rewarded. But it also makes me think you not only had a great investment within this house, but also a great investment within a relationship too. And then we have Mr. Spock. Live long and prosper. Logical. Tour of the world. Van Halen. I think that the tour of the world just makes me feel like, yeah, it came out that you're going to be traveling a lot. So this is your fancy home, and you're rich, and you're famous, or your spouse is famous, or both of you are, and you're touring the world, and so you have other people kind of that maintain it, maintain this house, I think. Lucky you. Anyway, you've got Y. This could represent roads and paths. Y could be like answering the question why. Y could represent an initial for somebody. Yep. You've got Shore. You got the little rocking horse, so maybe you'll have kids together, or at least a place for children to play. So you've got, which one's Elsa? Is that Elsa? Yeah. I can always tell Elsa with her hairdo. There's like her braid. So yeah, Elsa is kind of like the single woman, right? And I sort of sense single here, but I feel like you're not going to stay single very long. So it's kind of like you, either you get this house when you're single and then you get married, or you right upon the moment of your engagement, you get the house too. It's just kind of like coincides together. You have YD, year to date. We got another Y, and maybe somebody's initial. So that could be your divine, you decide. Whatever you think this means for you, it's up to you. But it could be a year from now, something with the date. Interesting. Cool and sure. And your number is 27. And you have a little key. This key doesn't necessarily look like the key to the front door, but more like the key to the wine cellar. And then you've got these, the sailing. Yeah, nice. I feel like you'll have a boat, a yacht too, or you'll have a lot of fancy play toys as well, I think, possibly here. You might not get to do all the fun playing that you want to do because you're so serious about your work, but sounds really nice. Like, think somebody's marrying a rich person, a famous rich person even. Looks good to me. I do. I actually, I'm really not that materialistic. As long as they treat me nice, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how much money they have or how big their house is. All right. Well, I hope you like that, and I'm going to move on to the next. All right, and here's housey number 3. This is a cute little cottage kind of house, a 2-story cottage, kind of a fancy cottage. I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. All right, let's see what kind of house you're going to have. So we're using the wild wisdom of the fairy to get us started. Let's see. We have a secret doorway, working with intuition, second sight opening, dimensional doorways. This could, I know we'll have to look into this more, but it already feels sort of like a little bit of a fairy flavor here. Of course, this is a fairy deck, so what do you expect? Maybe pretty lights outside, you know, like I can see pretty strong lights. And then we have the gatekeepers, so I see winter, like a place that snows maybe. Fairy time, time shifts, dimensional slips. I feel definitely a very spiritual person here, somebody who's very connected to nature, and dimensions are both cards talk about dimensions. I feel like you guys maybe dreamt of your house before it came to be, you know. You, not so much that you manifested what you did, but you actually knew what your house was going to look like. And interesting, it's like this little door is in both of these trees, and this is more like spring and this is more like winter. But I feel like you also have, maybe you're going to have wherever you live, there's going to be lots of fae folk protecting your lands, or just a beautiful spirits protecting your land and your home, your outdoors. Let's see what else. Okay, so we got the also like a nice little cottage with a cute little gate, a red roof. It looks very cozy, very sweet. It's very kind of a little bit eccentric, you know. Its design is kind of gnarly wood, you know, or like a gingerbread house almost, similar to pile 1 maybe. But I'm feeling, when I was working on this pile, I was seeing something in my head, and this is what I saw. So we'll use the other cards too, but this is what I saw. I saw a red barn, or a red house, or a farm. When I was working on this pile, this vision came into my head. This card came out, and then this vision. Then the vision that came out was more like this. So this is kind of what I see for this pile. Like a nice house on some land, but I see a red barn. That's what I saw. So a country or a farmhouse is what I see for this group. Country farmhouse. Let's see what else comes out. And you have a very, like, your interior is very warm and well decorated and cozy. Your farmhouse could actually be Victorian or colonial or something like that, the way the construction. A lovely house that I've always dreamt of, like, duplicating, getting the blueprints for, was a bed and breakfast that I stayed in Arrow Rock, Missouri, and it was a Victorian house with a wraparound porch, and it was 2 stories, very beautifully decorated. So this makes me think maybe you guys, and I'm saying you guys, that came out like, so this, I feel a couple here, or a family already. I was thinking maybe you guys have a bed and breakfast, you know, maybe this home you've converted into a place that you can use as a business as well. Because I see that, and that's what I see. Anyway, and then we have this beautiful house too, which is, it's, you know, tall estate on land, not tons of land, but, and then you have the boat docked to this kind of pond or lake, a lake house. There you go. That could be a very beautiful tall 2-story lake house. Oh, this kind of makes me think of when we were floating down the Guadalupe and tubing. There's a lot of houses, not that pretty, but pretty. Some of them are that cute, you know, and you know, they have boats and things tied up along the way, docked near their homes. So yeah, like a lake house is possible too. I'm telling you, this is the main vision I had, but it for some of you that doesn't resonate exactly. This is kind of a little bit of a mishmash, but I do sense that you know, whether you have a lake house or a farmhouse, some of you might have a bed and breakfast or an Airbnb situation with your home, you know, and something very like magical, fairy like about it, and you know, the way it's decorated on the inside and the outside. I feel like the decoration is very nice. The decor, the design. Let's see what else. All right, and then here again we have a really big home and lots of love. The 10 of Cups is like crazy amounts of love, but a lot of water too, so it could be, and there's family, so this represents a really nice family house, and just kind of like, this is like everything that you could want: family, land, a little bit of water, a lot of space to roam. Yeah, that's sweet. And then here, the 4 of Wands. So this could be like, I immediately sensed couple here, at least, or family. So this could be a twin flame, that couple that ends up getting a place together. It's funny that the horsey, I feel like a sense of, similar to pile number 2, like a past life sense, that a lot of what you choose in this lifetime will have a lot to do with feelings and flavors and thoughts of the past, of a past life too. Those will come up. This one has a nice, look at that pathway all the way, a nice road. So I just feel like maybe you'll have a very sacred place on the land that you go to, kind of a temple type place, you know. You might even get married on your own land too. Oh, maybe pile 2 will also get married on their land, because I didn't think about that. They, with the charms. Shh. You can go back and look if you want to. Anyway, let's see what else. Yeah, so you might have animals, deer and bunnies, and pretty much everyone has squirrels. Even the city folk have squirrels. But I definitely, and you know, I feel farm or ranch, animals. And 2 of Wands could be like, the 2 here to me represent the 2 people. It could also represent the sense of coming and going, of expectation. So sometimes you're waiting for somebody to arrive. Oh, and then you've got the 8 of Wands, a lot of communication, a very open, flowing, loving communication between people here, I feel, and tons of land with lots of animals on it. So yeah, I think the ranch house, farmhouse, whatever you want to look at, is most highlighted here for me. Yeah, this just seems very peaceful, shepherd, and you know, speed and action and twin flames, and I don't know, feeling and magic, a sense of fairy magic and doorways and portals to other worlds and lands. Like, this is a very mystical pile here. Your place where you live will be beautiful and comfortable and cozy, but there's going to be so much more that people don't see that's going to be between you and your person, because it definitely sense the couple here, you know, and or the family. All right, let's see what your charms have to say. Okay, here we go. Turn the bucket the other way. Okay, here we go. That was a lot of these little white ones. So I'm going to put them all out so you can read. Let's see, we've got cool. Can you see that? It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if you see it if I put it here. Cool. Hope. Play. Wish. idea, sure. Uh-oh, got name. You know what that means. Some of you know what that means. Play. Idea again. Lots of playing and ideas. Love. I feel definitely a family here. Hug. Blessed. We've got the twin flames. The little twin flame angels with the 3D booties. We've got Dobby. So somebody who has a familiar. I think I'm going to try to zoom in. Oops. It zoomed in and then it zoomed out. Let's try again. Okay. There we go. Synchro's the first. So I just want to try to see if it'll zoom in on the charms. Anyway, so St. Christopher's is the patron saint of travelers. And I did sense a possible traveling, more so in the second group, but in this one too, possible traveling or waiting for somebody. Then I say waiting for somebody to arrive with the Two of Wands. Yeah, so we also have Archangel Gabriel, who's the patron saint of, well, Gabriel's about, like, you know, awakening and tooting his horn. And so I feel a sense of music here too, because we have also music and pentacles, stability, and you also have, you have the little, you guys have got a lot of bugs and things flying around outside with your animals lowing in the field. Good, and you know, it's enough. It's so much, it's enough. See, I knew you are like, have a really great communication, a couple with beautiful communication here. And mermaid, deep and beautiful, intelligent communication, and beautiful to look at the same time. Winter could be significant in your, maybe there's a lot more winter than there is summer where you are, maybe. I don't know, but I feel like something might be happening during the snowy time of the year for some of you. Like some of you have told me that you never see snow, and here in Houston it'll be a blue moon before we see snow, so some of you might not see snow, but it could be just symbolic too, but it, you know, could have something to do with winter. We have the frogs. Frog is about good luck, and it's also good to put frogs in I feel feng shui here, like a good balance of energies and chi, and the frog talks about that too. And maybe somebody's an artist. Yeah, there could be an artist here. That's it. That's the ticket. Pile 2, we had like the writer, you know. This one, there could be a painter here. Somebody who maybe they work from their home, or maybe they're interior decorator, or like I said, feng shui, or some kind of artistic endeavor. And sweet, but also candy cane, which, you know, makes me think possible Christmas things again, or winter. And family, and a little seashell. I mean, some of you actually could have that, you know, lakeside or seaside home like this one, you know, where you're by the water. You're like boat docked by the water. Your home and your boat is docked. I see Maine for some people. I see that's a possibility too. And Maine can be very cold and get snow. So yeah. So some of you will have kind of like that country feeling, and some of you will have sort of the lake house. But I think the country folk will have a lot of land, but I think the lake house will be mostly like right up on the water with not a lot of land. All right, let's see what, let me leave that out. Let's see what the Scrabble has to say, because you guys got name And whenever a name comes out, it just means I get to check to see what else I need to look into. Is there a name that I need to tell you about? Is there some other kind of message? Okay. I feel like doing Scrabble tonight. Maybe that's what we'll do. We got like a kite, flying a kite. Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up in the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. All right, here are some letters. So let's see what we could be. We have kitten. Aw, kitten. We need another T, but close enough. Let's see. We have lean. Definitely the lien on the house. It will be yours. We have alien. Whoa. Maybe you'll have an alien landing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll feel like an alien. Like, you know, going across seas or something like that. Not that you're an alien, but you know, maybe you're a fairy. I just found out. I knew this all along, that Suki was a fairy. I think I knew. I had already watched all these episodes, but it was, why did I blink and I didn't remember that? And then within the same breath, they were saying that she could be an alien, and aliens and fairies are kind of the same thing. Kind of like Palladians and fairies. So, there you go. I'm both. So you have yen. But you also have yin, yin, but not yan, like yang. You have a lie. Be careful. Don't lie. Line. Liner. It's near. Near. Where's it near? Is it like tall? No. We have talk. We have NY, like New York. It could be like, you know, upstate New York. Do we have lake? Yeah, see, it is a lake house for some of you. Oops. Lake. What else? A New York lake house. Oh, tiny. It could be tiny. Or maybe like the lake house has a tiny yard. But all that lake. We have run. We have rune too. No, you're. But I guess that's pretty good. If you guys see anything else, then whatever you see is your message as well. I hope you like that, you guys. That part's always fun. So I may or may not do. I always feel like I'm talking myself either into it or out of it. But Freebie Friday should be starting in a couple hours. I may or may not do it. But I still might, I don't know. I still have to debate on that. It's like depending on my energy and whatever else is happening within the home. But if I do, I will see you then. So I hope you enjoyed that. Faye, Trust, and Pixie Dust.